A quick disclaimer, any interactions I had with Concord Police is not up here for privacy reasons, but I appreciate y'all so much for the support. Hello, you all. Peace and blessings, much prosperity to you. So, as y'all can see by the title of the video, my truck was recently broken into. Very much so unexpected. The event probably occurred on February the 4th. I didn't find out till February the 9th. Very much so delayed. And where I park my truck is street parking outside of Charlotte in Concord, North Carolina. Reasons being, I bought my truck in May 2020. This area is an area that Concord police don't mess with us. You know, we don't come back to our trucks with a booted, tow, ticket, whatever. Like, it's no hassle or no issues when it comes to law enforcement. So myself and the other drivers who park in the area, it's never any hassle. It's typically two car haulers that park over there, a drive-in driver, a flatbed driver that comes and goes. And it's me. I don't know if he works, but he never moves his vehicle. I seen him one time in passing, and this is like his stationary, his reserved spot. He don't move his truck. So when the incident occurred, Concord Police and I had determined that, or I felt like it was personal, and the guy was like, you pissed somebody off recently, you just get out of a relationship, because we had noticed it was only my truck that had been vandalized. And I was like, no, but from the events and everything that was occurring, I started to feel like it was personal in a sense. And there was two people that came to my mind who would do something so malicious and so vindictive towards me, because vengeance is real and some people simply just do not grow up. Long story short, I'll elaborate further in the rest of the video because I want y'all to be able to see what I saw. I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know how to act. I didn't know really how to think, because I just wanted to, I prayed a lot about it, and I just wanted to leave it up to God, for God to guide me in a direction to where I can't guide myself. No other friend, no other person, parent, sibling, no other human is going to be able to really guide me through this process in which I feel. So I turned to my spirituality. Now, moving forward, this cord here was ripped out from my company's ELD device, in which I called them the next day explaining of what was going on, and talking to the safety guy. We kind of determined, or at least I felt like the events occurred on the night of February 4th, because that's where he told me it was last tracked at. And as y'all can see, things were busted up and damaged. My knobs were broken off, and this probably killed me the most because I wasn't able to move my truck at all until I got them fixed. And around this time, when I went to Freightliner the same night, because I was just kind of moving accordingly, I went to Freightliner and bought a dash valve to replace them. All my tools were stolen. All my power drills were stolen. Interestingly, the printer was still there. I guess nobody was trying to print anything. And my windows are tinted, but they're not like so dark in the day. They are a little bit darker at night, but the person who did this was extremely bold anyway. I was in disbelief. This is a great investment that went over my knobs, and I guess they were out frustration, they broke them off. So terrible. I was distraught. One of my port IDs was missing. It's crazy. I don't know. It was just a lot going on at one time. Since Concord Police wasn't completely on it, I just felt like it was more to the story. So coming back the next day to collect my thoughts and see what else is going on, the truck behind me was also busted into. The car, one of the car haulers was busted into. And being that it was so dark, the cops didn't even think to check the other trucks. But I felt bad because I'm sure these other drivers were unaware. So as I mentioned previously before, after things kind of settled down and the cops gave me the go ahead, I went to Freightliner, because in situations like this, I'm not really the panicky type. I'm more so let's get to the solutions. Let's figure out how to solve this to move forward. So I went to Freightliner. I purchased the dash valve. It was 9 something around this time. And I was like, dang, I need some tools. I need something to unscrew these bolts. this was the next day. I managed my way onto Lowe's and found what was going to accommodate me for the meantime. Because, Lord, I could have bought a whole new set of like everything, but I don't feel like that would have been wise or necessary. I just wanted to get my truck up and running out that area. So let's get on to the next clip. Okay, lovelies. So throughout the remaining of the video, the rest of these clips is really just me replacing my dash valve and cleaning up my truck, cleaning up the glass and all this crap. So now getting into the whole situation of the dash valve. Some of these clips will be sped up, so that's why it'll move a little bit quicker. When I last replaced my dash valve, it was about a year and a half ago. So there were 4 bolts in the front you gotta take out. Once you remove that cover, I think it's 4 more you gotta take out. The only issue I have with this replacement are the lines can be tricky to come out because there's like some type of push and pull simultaneously type of mechanism going on to where if you're not doing it right accordingly, the line will come out, you know, and y'all will see what I'm talking about because the frustration was real at this point. I don't know if it's more so because I had just replaced this dash valve not too long ago or the fact that I really didn't want to do it. You know, I'll be so focused on not breaking a nail. Oh my goodness. If a man that I trust well enough to do it, he could do it. If a woman I trust well enough, she could do it. But being I trust myself on my equipment, I'll go ahead and do it, you know. Because we all know ain't nothing but a little bit of research, patience, commitment, and some straightening, you know, just a little bit. Now, when I went to Freightliner that night, I spent almost $300 on this dash valve, right? And removing this old part, it was barely debris or dust on it. That's how fairly new it was. And I'm a huge advocate for the airlock enforcer. And I bought it with the kit at Landstar because it cuffs both of the air knobs. And I don't know entirely how the person was able to bust it, but I guess through frustration, they busted it and then broke off both of the knobs or whatever case. All in all, I was not expecting to spend this, but yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do, for real. I wasn't trying to call nobody to come help me fix this for when I didn't know who else to call, honestly. YouTube University. For real. The gold inner lining, as y'all see in these quick push connects, is where you would kind of like push down while simultaneously pulling the airline out. And technically, I don't feel like this is a difficult job to do. It's just time consuming if you're not normally replacing certain parts within your equipment. So on a side note, just because many of us women are secure enough out here to work on our equipment and kind of like handle things on our own, that does not mean we don't want a man by our side who is secure enough within himself, you know, because granted, I would definitely prefer my partner taking care of this because I don't be wanting to break a nail. I just don't. And I end up stabbing myself twice trying to be so meticulous getting these airlines out. I'm telling you, it was by the grace of God I got that out because we was embracing the struggle. I was ready to give in and throw in the towel all the way. But aside from me replacing this part, I don't know if I mentioned everything. Thus far, like I said, all my power tools, sets, all that stuff was taken out my truck. And one of the port ID I'm talking about is I delivered in a port, I think it was Panama City in Florida. They had their own specific ID for reasons that I never really thought to take that ID out of my truck or throw it away because I thought maybe, who knows, my company would send me back there. Well, let me say this real quick. At this point, we just connected the lines to the colors of where they go, and it's literally just push in and you will hear the little pop or whatever sound it makes when you push it in. So I think that was that. And my keys. The keys that I have to my fuel locks, my fuel tank locks, are gone. And it's by a miracle that I have a spare in my personal possession. Granted, there weren't any like birth certificates, passports, social security, serious personal identification that was taken from me. But if you are a driver, please just take into further consideration in what you leave behind when you're at home for an extended period of time, okay? It was at this moment I was overfilled with joy, okay? Because I was well over this task. Y'all don't even know the half of it. I was over it. Now let's see if this mug works. Okay. All right. So before I went ahead and assembled everything, I had to make sure it was operable, and it ended up working out. It did. It don't take much to just Google or research whatever you need and get to work. Because just like I experienced in my last video, that's not the first time a mechanic tried to play me. I'm big on energy, I'm big on vibes, and I'm not going to try to pretend this person's vibe is in a good place when it's really not, you know? I went to that shop to replace my radiator mainly out of desperation. But if it's something I can do, oh, believe me, I will try to do it. There have been some comments in what I've been experiencing. Oh, it could have been worse. Your items are replaceable. And I'm not trying to come off wrong at all or sound arrogant or even egotistical, but I've never been a fearful person. And the way I used to move then and certain things I've encountered in life, if I was in my truck, I'd have been able to handle my own. Because, like, you're not about to just take from me and I do nothing. I don't think I'm unstoppable, but I just move differently. I do. A lot of faith, a lot of hope, a lot of prayer. At a point, I had to clean it up. I had to wrap things up. Good aromatherapy, some music. End up taking somebody's box and boarding this up for the meantime until I get my glass repaired in a couple more days. I'm keeping cool about this because things will always happen that are out of our control when we least expect it to try to bring down our spirits. They do. And I'm telling you, my glass repairer, I'm going to take care of all that stuff on Tuesday the 15th. I have an appointment with them. And right now, besides cleaning up, I'm trying to focus where else I can park, because many of us know it's already frustrating parking. You know, you want a peace of mind. You don't want to focus on vandalism. You don't want to focus on nobody calling in for your truck. Oh, hey, such and such is parked over here. Next thing you know, it's a sticker on your window or a boot on your truck. That stuff is annoying. Even replacing this, it came to a point that I did not want to break a nail. I was focusing on not breaking a nail. So we came to that point of positive self-talk. You can do this. You can do this and get through this, because I came to a point like, dang, I need to call somebody to come fix this. But nah, we can get through it. So stay positive, pray for your enemies, and just be very cautious and wary of what you leave in your truck, because this could happen to anybody. Peace out. On a weird, super random tangent, invest in a shredder. I've had this since my college days. I hate throwing away personal documents when it comes to like my personal info. It will save you, okay?